Hi, Craig Anderton here with your keyboard report straight from Frankfurt Musikmesse. I'd also like to give a shout out to our friends at Keyboard Magazine. Editor Steve Fortner always gives us great keyboard reports at NAMM and AES, so as he couldn't make it to Frankfurt, we're returning the favor. Let's take the escalator from the DJ section down to Hall 5.0, the home of the keyboards. Actually, there was a lot of keyboard news at Messe, with perhaps the biggest fanfare given to Roland's introduction of the Jupiter 80, nominally a Back to the Future successor to the Jupiter 8, but the 80 is a whole other deal. It's not a workstation, but a live performance synth with color touchscreen, a ton of sounds, and enhanced expressiveness. When you play a guitar chord, for example, it sounds strummed, and the brass articulations have to be heard to be believed. But some of their demos seemed almost designed to show the Jupiter 80 does more than just imitate acoustic sounds, as this excerpt shows. Over in workstation land, Yamaha debuted the MOX series of synths, which are basically like the Motif XS, but more portable and considerably less expensive. The main limitation is that they don't do sampling, but as expected, the sounds are up to Yamaha's usual high standards. These seem like keyboards that will allow more people to get into workstations affordably. And speaking of workstations, Lion's Track's workstations are designed specifically for groove-oriented music. They not only had keyboards, but even a rack tone module, a rare breed these days. Arranger keyboards remain popular around the world, and Yamaha had some introductions there as well, like the PSR E333. But the most visually impressive was Versi's Pegasus Wing, which, whether you like arrangers or not, represents the top of the genre. And like more and more devices, it also incorporates a touchscreen. One of the Messe keyboard themes this year was, you don't have to carry a big Hammond around with you anymore. Krumar's Mojo is a cool 2-manual portable clone wheel, and when I checked it out, it indeed had that sound. Krumar also showed the Hammerchord, a much larger variation on that theme that also includes editing software. Both have 2 manuals. Not to be outdone, Hammond stepped into the fray with the SK1 portable keyboard as well as the dual manual SK2. You have your drawbars, but this is a thoroughly modern instrument with features like a USB interface. And yes, it definitely sounded like a Hammond. Most of the new stage piano action happened at NAMM, but Nord showed the Electro 3 HP with graded hammer action. The big surprise, you can actually lift it. Of course, it also does more than just piano sounds. Korg seems to have balanced out the Brobdingnagian Kronos from NAMM with some gear for Lilliputians, like their micropiano with a liftable lid. I'm not sure what that lid is all about, but hey, it certainly added a visual element. They also showed their second generation of Nano controllers, Nano Key 2, Nano Pad 2, and Nano Control 2. But if your tastes run to more full-size controllers, CME displayed their Z-Key series, which goes all the way up to 88 key models. When it comes to visuals, however, it's hard to beat giant synths with lots of knobs, and they were out in full force at Messe. The Super Booth, consisting of multiple makers of modular synths, step sequencers, and even weird effects, was back after being AWOL last year. And Moog's distributor was showing John Bowen's Solaris, reputed to be finally ready to ship, which I think beats the Alesis ADAT's record for longest time from announcement to commercial availability. They also had the Schmidt synthesizer on hand, which is a synthesis dream come true, if your dreams include a lot of patch tweaking. Alesis had several new goodies. Their cadenza concert piano was brought out to gauge reaction from dealers, and by the end of the show, it seemed a pretty sure bet to hit music stores near you sometime soon. They also featured the Akai MPK Mini, which, while shown at NAMM, has really taken off since then, so it seemed like a good idea to relaunch it. Ion, a division of Alesis' parent company, showed Piano Apprentice, basically a controller wrapped around an iPad, but with interactive music lessons where the keys light up to help you along. And that concludes our whirlwind tour of Messe keyboards, but you'll be hearing a lot more about these in the weeks and months to come. So stay tuned. Craig Anderton from Frankfurt Musikmesse, signing off.